Yes, I know 2020 is like the worst year in every single one of our lifetimes, but just be thankful you're not a Jets or Giants fan. Poor freaking Giants and Jets fans. I mean, you look forward to football all season throughout this awful freaking year, and your teams are that bad. I mean, everybody's pretty much came to the general consensus that these two teams are the worst two teams in the entire league, and both these teams are pretty much gonna be stupid if they don't tank for Trevor Lawrence. Almost every single power ranking you see out there has the Giants and Jets at 31 and 32, with the Jets pretty much now being unanimously decided upon as the meme of the NFL. So today, as we always do, especially with the Jets playing later tonight, I thought it would be mighty interesting to see if you combine the two worst teams in the NFL, the Giants and the Jets, the two New York teams, although, yeah, I know Buffalo is technically in New York, but it's the New York Giants and New York Jets, so, like, bite me. You get the entire point. But if you combine together two full NFL rosters onto one, you took the best players from two separate NFL teams, you'd have to combine and make a team that was half decent, right? I mean, yeah, I know they're the worst two teams in the league by a pretty large margin, but still, there's enough talent on those two teams put together to field a pretty talented team that hopefully in today's video would show that they would be able to make it to the playoffs.
Now everybody who's watching, let's get RBT to
1 million
subscribers by Christmas. He's the best Madden scientist there is. I subscribe to him, and if you don't subscribe to, your favorite team is gonna lose to the, I refuse to say that team.
So I thought this was interesting. Hopefully you guys do enjoy today's Madden 21 experiment. Hopefully you guys do enjoy, and if you do, make sure to smash a huge thumbs up. We actually just hit 600k subscribers today, so thank you guys so much for that. We are on the race to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year. If we do hit 1 million by Christmas, we're going to be giving away a total of 3 consoles, next generation consoles, away to my subscribers and subscribers only. So make sure to take that millisecond that it does take to click that subscription button if you haven't. We're going to be giving away 1 console, regardless, 1 next generation console at Christmas, but if we can hit that milli mark by the end of the year, which I'm sure we can, dudes, like you guys, you're the freaking quarter squad, you can do whatever you put your minds to. We'll be giving away 3 consoles, so like I said, make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And also, if you have any other ideas for experiments like this, let me know in the comment section below for a chance for your idea to be made into a future video. With that said, first thing we gotta do is go over the entirety of the New York roster. The Jets and Giants. What actually freaking happens if you put together the worst two teams in the league onto one? Now, the first problem is the quarterback position. We use the Jets as the base team just because, like, they're playing tonight and they're, like, arguably the worst of the two teams. Now, in this video, the Giants are actually going to be so goddamn atrocious because the Giants are already one of the worst two teams in the league, and you strip them of their best players, they're easily going to go 0-16 in today's video. Both quarterbacks are the same exact overall. They're both 72, both the same age, so Madden's just going to decide who's going to be the starter for us today throughout the season. Now, running back, we have Saquon, we have Le'Veon Bell, Devonta Freeman, who just got signed last week, Frank Gore, and Kalen Ballage. Now, obviously, these two guys are injured in real life, but not in today's video, so they're very talented. So, easily the best positional unit on this team is the running back position. Now, fullback, we have Elijah Penny. At wide receiver, we have some good ones here. No real studs, but some good depth. Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard, Jamison Crowder, Darius Slayton, Rashad Perryman, Chris Hogan, Braxton Berrios, and Denzel Mims, the rookie. Some of these guys are going to end up being cut because we're at 75 men on the roster right now, which obviously you can't take into the NFL, but obviously the CPU is going to keep the best of the best. Now at tight end, not too shabby, Evan Ingram and Chris Herndon, Ryan Griffin, and Trevon Wesco. The offensive line is very, very lackluster. It does have some young bucks though. Mekhi Becton, a rookie who is going to progress at 74 overall. At left guard, we have Will Hernandez, another pretty young offensive guard at 77 rated. At center, we have Connor McGovern at a 73. At right guard, we have one of the highest overall players in this offense, and Kevin Zeitler at 85 overall. And at right tackle, we have another rookie, 2 first-round draft picks on this roster at the 2 tackle positions. Andrew Thomas, 71 rated. So these two guys, although they're low rated, should get up to like maybe the 77, 78 rated by the end of the year if they can progress. Now onto the defense of the two New York teams combined into one. Dexter Lawrence on the left end at 79. We have Henry Anderson, BJ Hill, and Nathan Shepard. The one thing I am noticing from this team is there's no real crazy high overall players, but there is a lot of depth, and for that purpose, we do have injuries on to try to replicate like real life because there's been a ton of injuries. So even though some players get injured throughout the season, this team has the depth to compete with the best of the best teams out there. Although individually, both these two teams are the worst teams in the league. But now moving on to right, and we have Leonard Williams, Quinton Williams, Folorunso Fatukasi, and John Franklin Myers. At defensive tackle, we have Dalvin Tomlinson and Steve McClendon. Now, the linebacker core is not awful. We have Marcus Golden at a 77 and Lorenzo Carter at a 74. At middle linebacker, we have CJ Mosley and Avery Williamson. On the right side, we have Jordan Jenkins, 74, and Kyler Fackrell, 73. I think, actually, when it comes to overall, the linebacker core might be the least talented positional unit in the entire team, or maybe it's the offensive line. They're both kind of average. Now, under the team's secondary, we have Pierre Desir at 81, Brian Poole at an 80, and James Bradbury at an 80. Logan Ryan at an 85 at the free safety position, Bradley McDougall behind him, and Xavier McKinney, the rookie, at 74. At strong safety, Marcus May at an 82, Jabril Peppers at a 79. At kicker, we have Graham Gano at a 79, and at punter, we have Brandon Mann at a 70. So this team does come in at an 81 overall, 81 offense, 83 defense, and in terms of Madden, this is not that great. It's about average. There's probably at least like 10 teams that have higher overall than the Jets. So although it is like a whole entire team made of like 105 players from 2 individual NFL rosters, it's still combined when you take the best of best players from the 2 worst teams in the league. They're still not that great, but you never know though. This is Madden. We're gonna go ahead and simulate to the playoffs and see if this team can make the playoffs. I'm gonna go ahead and predict like a 9-win season. I think I'm gonna go 9-7. Before you guys cheat and see the record, let me know in the comment section below your prediction for how this mega team, I don't even know if this is considered a mega super team. I mean, it is 2 teams combined into 1, but it's the freaking worst 2 teams in the league combined into 1. But I'm gonna say 9-7. Leave your predictions in the comment section below. Pretty lucky they're in a pretty stinky division, so they might get some free wins from the other teams in the division. But with that said, they make the playoffs and they don't. Are you freaking kidding me? So, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't, dog. I mean, it's 2 goddamn NFL rosters put into 1. They still can't make the playoffs. That is so bad. So this right here, once again, shows you how freaking stinky these 2 teams are in real life. You put them together and they still can't make the playoffs in the freaking AFC East. Now, the team at least progressed up to an 84 overall, but it really doesn't matter because they didn't make the playoffs. Now, how bad did this team actually do? They went 7-9. 7-9 in a freaking division that wasn't even good. The Dolphins went 79, the Bills went 6-10, and yet the Jets could only squander up freaking 7 wins in this division. That is so goddamn stinky. Packers' best record in the league at 14-2. The Patriots beat up on the division at 13-3. Chiefs, Ravens, obviously with good seasons. Let's see how bad the Giants did, though. The Giants ended up with 4 wins. Are you serious? We took the best players from the Giants team on to the New York Mega team, and they still won probably more games in this franchise than what the Giants are going to win in real life. That's so hilarious. And the Texans, the freaking Texans had a worse record than the Giants. I gotta see what the heck happened there. How did the Giants even win 4 games? Like, what does that even mean? They're like already the worst team in the league on their own, and then you take their best players and they still win 4 games. Joe Flacco with a decent season. Dion Lewis, they had a combined 7 rushing touchdowns on the year. Paul Richardson was their best receiver. Freaking Seth Duvall with 10 receiving touchdowns. Defensively led by 95-year-old Tony Jefferson. What the heck actually just freaking happened? Well, that's already freaking funky. We had the 12th offense in the league, and defensively, we had the 24th. So our defense ended up being what let us down. We had the 3rd most points scored in the league, but like I thought our defense was actually better than our offense. MVP host, of course, Patrick Mahomes, Sam Darnold. At least that's one thing that happened positive from today's experiment. So the Jets and the Giants combined into 1 team. They still suck. But at least Sam and Darnold finally made that next step of progression, came in 2nd in the MVP race. No real shockers aside from that in the top 10. Okay, a lie. Mitch freaking Trubisky came in 4th when he can't even beat out Nick Foles as the starter. Now, why did we do so bad? Sam Darnold, who came in 2nd, I mean, threw for 42 touchdowns. I mean, 19 picks is pretty stinky, but still a good season for him. 4,000 yards, was sacked 25 times, so pretty good job by the O-line. Saquon, didn't have that great of a season, only 746 yards, 10 TDs. Le'Veon Bell, 5.3 yards per carry, which is actually pretty good in comparison to how he's been for the Jets in the last few years. Now, catching the football, Golden Tate, wow, 1,300 yards and 19 touchdowns. What a crazy season from freaking Golden Tate. And defensively, CJ Mosley led us in tackles with 120, and sacks is going to go to Marcus Golden with 7.5. We have Brian Poole lead us with 4 picks. Last thing I do kind of want to check out, though, is see what the heck happened on the Giants' schedule. Who did the Giants beat? Like, you're about to become the meme of the NFL. If the Giants takes their best players away and still beats you, you're freaking stinky. So they beat the Rams. They beat the football team. They beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. And last but not least, they beat the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray. Imagine being defeated by freaking the New York Giants and Joseph Flacco. But like I said, if anything, this experiment just shows you how freaking bad these two teams actually are. Like, you just think about it, man. What do you have, like 106, 107, 108 players to choose from to put out there on your active roster, and you still can't find players good enough to win more than 7 games in a stinky division? Now, with that said, might as well go ahead and see who ends up winning the Super Bowl. Imagine being a freaking Giants coming out of nowhere. 4 wins to win the Super Bowl. It's going to be, wow. What a funky freaking game this is. The goddamn Bengals and Joseph Burrow and Thomas Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl 55. And to end off today's video, it's going to be Thomas